Join with me in consciousness as we spend the next 15 minutes together in meditation. Allow the words that I speak to be the words of your own heart. Relax and breathe into the moment, and know that you are safe. Wake up and live. Set your sights high. The higher, the better. Expect the most wonderful things to happen, not in the future, but right now. Realize that nothing is too good. Allow absolutely nothing to hamper you or hold you up in any way. It is all available for you right now. Be enthusiastic about life. It is a wonderful life. Make it so by your enthusiasm. So I will continue speaking in the first person. As I breathe and relax into this moment, I recognize there is only one divine essence that permeates all things seen and unseen. It is the field of pure potentiality. Some call it God, the universe, all that is. Join with me for the next 15 minutes. Today I choose to wake up and live. Today I set my sights high, higher than ever before. I expect the most wonderful things to happen. Right now, not in the future, right now. I realize that nothing is too good. I allow absolutely nothing to hamper me or hold me up in any way. I know I am a free agent in the universe. I am enthusiastic about life. It is a wonderful life. I make it so by my enthusiasm. I learn to be very clear and definite about what I desire in life. I choose to be clear and definite. I can do all things. I can be all things. When I have faith and trust in my connection to Spirit, all things are possible for me. I have confidence in my ability to do all things, because I am drawing from the substance that is God. God is all of me. God is my all and all. Today I stride forward with a firm, steady step, knowing with a deep, certain inner knowing that I reach every goal I set for myself. I see it happening every day. I achieve every aim. I start doing this today. I choose to do it today. Procrastination is for others, not for me. I get things done. I choose to be clear rather than vague. I choose to know rather than hope. I know that today change occurs because I choose to allow it. I know everything falls into place for me. I choose to live a full and glorious life. There's nothing vague about my intentions. So in this moment, I take positive action. I start the wheels turning. I know that once I do my part and set my intention, that I receive help, all the help I need. That's when it begins, when I choose. I know that Spirit helps me through me. Today I choose. Something is happening because I am taking action. I am ready to soar to greater heights. My heart is filled with praise and thanksgiving. But like a tiny bird, I have to take off from the ground. I have to make that special effort. It is easy for me, for I have everything I need. It is a joyous, light-hearted effort. It is a graceful effort. And as I lift off the ground, like that little bird, I can go as high as I choose in complete freedom. I choose to take action to change my life today. When I have a desire, I know I can achieve it. I know it already exists in the mind of God. I choose to allow it in. I hear the universe say yes to me, and I say yes to it. I know everything is possible with God. The takeoff of an airplane from the ground demands a special boost of power. When I go within, I receive my special boost of power, and I am on my way. There is no greater power than the power of Spirit, and I am always connected. It is available to me at any time. It is always available to me. Today I choose to draw from it. I am ready, and I know how to use it correctly. It is always unfolding for my highest and best. And I am ready now. I am surrounded by beauty everywhere. I open my eyes and see it, and give constant thanks for it. I allow these things of beauty to transform me and inspire me, always transforming me to my highest and best. Beauty draws the very best out of me and unites me with Spirit. The beauty that is within me goes beyond just me. It is everywhere present all the time. Beauty is Spirit. I allow the beauty that is me to shine forth. I fill my heart and my mind with beautiful thoughts, for I am beauty. Today I choose to look for the beautiful things all around me. I choose to see beauty in everything. And when I look deep enough and long enough, I see it in me as well. I rise above the illusions of life. And through my eyes looking for beauty, I am able to transform all the illusions. I know that beauty is in the eye of the beholder. I know it is also deep within me. I go forth this day determined to see beauty in everyone and everything. It's unfolding for me now. Love and beauty go hand in hand. I let the universal love flow in and through every aspect of my being. I feel it bringing unity and oneness. to all my experiences, to all my thoughts. As I open my heart, the love keeps flowing. And the more I love, the more there is to love. I know the words love one another, and I know it begins with me. I know, despite appearances, everyone is one with God. Today I know this to be the truth, and I see through the eyes of love. Universal love flows freely. It does not pick and choose who is going to be loved. Everyone is loved, for everyone is love. Universal love is the same for everyone. It is within me and within everyone else as well. I am filled to the brim with this wondrous love. Today I choose to be aware of the love that I am. I choose to be aware of the friendly universe that I live in. I choose to recognize how I am fully supported by this love. Today I open up and I accept my love. I accept that I am loved by the universe. I choose to be open and expressive of this love and compassion. It is beyond my personality. It is the highest and best of me. Divine love is not possessive or stifling. It is open and expansive. Today I am open and expansive. Today I am open to demonstrate my love to everyone I meet. I know that love is the greatest uniting factor in the universe. So today I choose to love, love, love. So it is in this moment that I raise my consciousness to the true awareness and understanding that I am one with all that is. I am so grateful for this knowledge, so grateful for this allowing, and so thankful for my life. And it is with an open, humble heart that I release the how to the universe. And so it is. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Unity. And maybe it's not morning when you're watching this, so just hello. I'm Reverend Anna Hokangas, and I'm here with Emilio Zaris to just bring you another fabulous love stream from Unity. So let's begin with this really great song that is our theme song for this month. Room at the Table, Carrie Newcomer.
Let our hearts not be hardened to those living on the margins. There is room at the table for everyone. This is where it all begins. This is how we gather in. There is room at the table for everyone. Too long we have wandered, burdened and undone, but there is room at the table for everyone. Let us sing the new world in. This is how it all begins. There is room at the table for everyone. There is room for us all, and no gift is too small. There is room at the table for everyone. There's enough if we share. Come on, pull up a chair. There is room at the table for everyone. No matter who you are, no matter where you're from, there is room at the table for everyone. Here and now we can be the beloved community. There is room at the table for everyone. There is room for us all, and no gift is too small. There is room at the table for everyone. There's enough if we share. Come on, pull up a chair. There is room at the table for everyone. There is room for us all, and no gift is too small. There is room at the table for everyone. There's enough if we share. Come on, pull up a chair. There is room at the table for everyone. Let our hearts not be hardened to those living on the margins. There is room at the table for everyone. Let us sing the new world in. This is how it all begins. There is room at the table for everyone. No matter who you are, no matter where you're from, there is room at the table for everyone. Here and now we can be the beloved community. There is room at the table for everyone. For everyone. For everyone. And now we're going retro with the song Weave from On Wings of Song. This is by Rosemary Crow. Hymn 212 on Wings of Song. Weave us together in unity and love. us together, weave us together, together in love. We are many textures, we are many colors, each one different from the other, but we are entwined with one another in one great tapestry. Weave us together in unity and love. Weave us together, together in love. We are different instruments playing our own melodies, each one tuning to a different key, but we are all playing in harmony in one great symphony. Weave us together in unity and love. Weave us together, together in love. A moment ago, still we did not know our unity, only diversity. Now the Christ in me greets the Christ in thee as one great family. Weave us together in unity and love. Weave us together, together in love.
Join with me in consciousness for this opening intention, this opening prayer. As I breathe and relax and speak in the first person, the I, for there is only one thing going on here: Spirit, God, the universe, the infinite field of pure potentiality. And as I recognize my oneness within this benevolent, beautiful Creator, I feel a sense of peace, a sense of joy, and truly, fully supported. I know that we are each woven together in consciousness. For as someone is in my environment, I know that I have drawn them to me and they have drawn me to them for some divine purpose. This oneness allows for the harmony, the peace, and the fulfillment of all desires. And so with a grateful heart, I accept it, I allow it, and I release it to have Spirit bring it on in whatever beautiful, highest and best way that it does for me, for all of life. Please join with me in affirming, and so it is.
Please join me in singing The Face of God by Karen Drucker. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. heart. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God.
You are the face of God.
You are the face of God.
I hold you in my heart.
I hold you in my heart.
You are a part of
You are a part of me.
You are the face of
You are the face of God.
You are the face of God.
You are the face of
I
God.
hold you in my heart.
I hold you in my
You
heart.
are a part of me.
You are a part of me.
You are the face of
You
God.
are the face of God.
You are the face of God.
You are the face of God.
I hold you in my heart.
I hold you in my heart.
You are a part of me.
You are a part of me.
You are the face of God.
You are the face of God. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God.
Wasn't that just outstanding? You are so beautiful because you are the face of God. And I am so delighted to be here with you today. Let's begin with the daily word, acceptance. I release, let go, and grow. It's easy to find some things taking place in and around me that I'd like to change. I might want someone in my life to act differently or wish I could move to a new place. Embracing what is exactly as it is can be hard, but it is a powerful tool for living a contented and peaceful life. Acceptance relaxes my reflexive need to fix. It gives me permission to rest and makes room for action in a way nothing else can. I relax into acceptance. I look around and acknowledge what I see, knowing there is a deeper truth at work underneath all appearances. In faith, I allow whatever is happening to unfold. I trust if something isn't working for me, I will be guided to the right and perfect next steps on the path to my highest good. I accept what is, opening to the best of what will be. And from Proverbs 3:5, trust in the Lord with all your heart and do not rely on your own insight. So we continue our year of Perfect Vision 2020, seeing through a spiritual lens. How's that been going for you? How has it been? Are you remembering more and more often to look at a situation, a challenge, a crisis, something that you don't understand or something that's not happening as soon as you would like it? Are you able to transform yourself to that place of understanding that there is this higher power which is within you, that is spirit, that is the divine essence of all things, that is there to support and guide, and everything is in divine right timing. It knows your heart. It knows your desires. Are you able to do that more regularly? I hope so. I hope I've given you some ideas. So this month of August, our word is acceptance. I release resistance and experience acceptance. We're looking at inclusion in action. And we started at the beginning of the month looking at how did unity and the unity movement begin. And Wendy Carr, licensed unity teacher, was here for a couple of Sundays speaking to us about Myrtle and Charles, and then Cora, of course, once Myrtle had passed away, and how the unity movement became what it is today. And as it continues to evolve, we've been looking at how we can be more inclusive as we move forward. So this week, this is the 5th week of August, we're looking at we are, and what does that mean? So we are, yes, it kind of implies that we're each separate, and in a way it says that we're all the same, and in a way when I use the word we, do you know that I'm not really being inclusive? And what do I mean by that? Well, think about the idea that, let's say you have no idea or you don't believe in what it is that I'm saying. And if I say, well, we believe, then you've been left out. And so I want to explore this idea of we are, and what does it mean and what are its implications. And I'd like to start with the concept of because I am. And so I want to look at with you, if you're willing, this idea that Spirit is who I am. And so as a consequence, each of us is part of that I am. And so in that context, I can say, we are. Does that make sense? So today we're going to look at something that inspired me this week, the Human Library book, and Seeds of Greatness, and also the Northern Lights and Salmon. And I'd like to end with some kind of a food or whatever, like last week it was about bread, just to give you an idea that spirituality is hiding in plain sight, and that every story you hear, everything that you see is actually spirit right there, giving you some sort of message, and that you can get a metaphysical interpretation from absolutely everything that's going on in your life, if you so choose to look at it that way. So this very first one, about the Human Library. The Human Library Organization is a registered international not-for-profit that was initiated in 2020 in Copenhagen, Denmark. And it's a learning platform helping with diversity and inclusion efforts. The interesting thing is that it's not books, it's people, and they are like human books. And so these individuals get an opportunity to make an application to this human library and fill out the application form. And what they're looking for are people who have a unique perspective that might be sometimes misunderstood, and that perhaps with clarity and reading the human book, you get a better idea on what it is that actually is going on with that individual and how they present themselves in the world, which then in hopes of creating more inclusivity as we understand more. So what is a human library book? Can you give a full screen, Randy, please, just so that people can see this as well? So a human library book is a person that volunteered to represent a stigmatized group in the community, and based on their personal experiences, can answer questions from readers to help challenge what is being said, told, understood about a given topic, to help to shed light on the facts as they know them. These books aren't intended to be political or on a mission when they're with us, but rather to surrender to the agenda of the reader and allow them to control the conversation. Now, you have to understand that these human books have been given some really definite training so that they're able to handle the questions without taking them as a personal assault or as a judgment, but to be able to answer the questions as facts and their own feelings and their own experiences of how life has unfolded for them. And it was actually Deborah Wiggins who posted it on Facebook as a link, and so I followed it and I thought, you know, if we each were to take a little bit of time to just be curious of someone else, to ask questions and be someone who listens, rather than to make our own statements and make our own ideas about what it is that we think that's going on. What an amazing world this could be. And so whoever it was that initiated this human library and these human library books, my hat's off to them. Apparently they're in 80 countries now, and because we have this social distancing, they've had to change the way that they're doing things. But at one time, these human library books would go into classrooms, they'd go into different places, they'd be invited in, and then this group of people would ask them questions and they would answer them back. I thought, what a fabulous idea. We could do that one-on-one with each other. I invite you as you move forward in this week to perhaps even someone that you think you know really well, to think of them as your personal human library book and be curious and ask them questions, but ask them questions from a place of curiosity and love and a desire to understand them better. So imagine a library where you rent a person, read their experience, and then expand your heart. I mean, what a great idea. So the rules for readers are simple. Respect the book, be curious, bring the book back on time and in the same condition that it was given to you. That reminds me of my husband, actually, because he's got wonderful books, and they look like nobody's ever cracked the spine, because they haven't, because if they did, he'd make them buy them a new one. Because he says, you know, here, I'm giving you this book, but I want it back exactly the way that it is. Well, the first time he did that to me, I was afraid to open it. Because I like to really open it, but you know, he reads it really carefully and doesn't. But anyways, I think this is really great for the rules for readers for human library books, that to bring them back in the same condition that you got them in. Both parties have the right to end the loan at any time. And I think it's just such a great idea, and I thought I'd share that with you today. So let's now look at seed of greatness. Within every person is a seed of greatness. And the actual original quote was, within every child there is a seed of greatness. But I thought, you know what, it's more than that. No matter what stage in life you're at, there is a seed of greatness within you. And it doesn't mean you're going to be the next Elvis Presley or the next person who's on the news all of the time, or the next greatest actress or that sort of thing. It's a greatness that is the uniqueness of spirit that presents itself as you. And that how do we tickle out the greatness in you? And one of the things I know for sure is to be interested in you, and I am. And when I sit with you, some people say to me, how is it that you remember everything for such a long time and you have such a great memory? Because when I'm with you, generally speaking, if I'm feeling well and all is well, which is most of the time, I'm present. I hear what you're saying. I look in your eyes. I ask questions to get clarity. And then for some reason, it ends up that it's just burned into my memory. And so I really value that. And for many years, I was in the people business. I suppose this is the people business too, but it's your heart rather than your hair. I was in the hair business. And I think that that's why I was as successful as I was, because of that curiosity, because of that attention. So are you ready to be the one in someone's life that is curious enough to tickle out the greatness by allowing them to feel comfortable enough to show up as that greatness? A story is told of a wise man who could interpret the messages of the wind and hear the thoughts of men. And this is just an old legend, but this man was told, it was said that he could just get all of this wisdom from the air, from the wind, and that he could read people's minds. And the king at the time was really, really jealous of him and thought, well, I'm going to call this guy in and I'm going to ask him to read my mind. And so he invites the man to his castle, and he has this bird. And he puts this bird behind his back, and he says to the man, I have a bird behind my back. Is it dead or is it alive? And the man stops for a moment and he thinks, well, I could say it's dead, and he will whip it out and show me that it's alive. Or I could say it's alive, and he cracks its neck and brings it out and says it's dead. And so either way, I don't win. So what does he say to him? And let me read the part of the story to you now. So tell me, traveler, began the king, is it true that you read the messages of the wind? Yes, I can, answered the traveler. The king snorted. He did not believe that anyone could do such a thing. It is true. And it is true that you can read the thoughts of men? He says, yes, I can. So he says, since you're so powerful, is the bird dead or alive? So I gave you a little bit of a hint there as to what was going to happen in the story. So what does he say? He says to him, the answer is in your hands. Because what else could he say to this king? And the answer truly was in his hands. And the thing is that each and every one of us, the answer is in our hands. We get to choose every step of the way which way life is going to go based on our choices. So the answer is in your hands. So is there something going on in your life right now where the answer is in your hands, and depending on what you choose, it can go one way or the other? And maybe you don't even realize that you have a choice, but you always have a choice. Always. Because that is part of the free will that we've been given by Creator right from the beginning. And so no matter how stuck you might feel in whatever situation you're in, the answer is in your hands. Why is that? Firstly, because you have free will. Secondly, because Spirit is within you. And when you sit quietly and just think about, how does going this way feel in my body? How does going that way feel in my body? The better feeling is actually the way that you ought to go. And you only are able to connect with that when you're quiet enough and when you're connected enough. So the answer is in your hands. It's in your mind. In other words, worry less about things outside of your immediate realm of influence. Because the thing is, how many people do you know that are worrying about all the things that are going on in the world? Or worrying about what might happen tomorrow? Or worrying about what might happen in the next hour? The thing is that you can't control that. You can certainly set things up to be a lot better than they might be, but the thing is that stuff happens sometimes, no matter how well prepared you are. What's that saying? Make a plan and then listen to God laugh, or something like that. Like there is this movement towards a greater life, your greater life. And it comes from the Spirit within you. And when you focus on what is yours to do in this immediate moment, and maybe there's nothing for you to do in this immediate moment, but to just give thanks, to be peaceful. Maybe it's a chance to rest, sleep, or have a great conversation with friends. The most important time is right now. And the most important person in this moment is the person that you're with. And the most important thing you can do in this moment is to do that person good. I don't know if you've experienced this. Let me know if you have. But in this time of social distancing, the frenzy of the world has quieted down for me. There isn't quite the same pressure and the rush to get from here to there. And if there is, I've created that for myself. It's not certainly happening in the world. and taking the time and really being present, like I was telling you before about when I'm with someone, I really listen and I really am curious and I ask questions. How can you make whoever is in your life the most important person right now? What is it that you can do? And maybe it's just simply to be with them. Maybe you don't have to say anything at all. Or maybe it's to hold their hand. I remember when I was being trained as a chaplain for the hospital in Kitchener, Ontario. And one of the training individuals was saying to me when I said, well, what do I do if they don't want to talk? How do I make that situation more comfortable? And he said, carry a little bit of unscented hand lotion or something like that in your pocket, and you might just reach out and just gently put moisturizer on their hands and massage their hands. Or just sit there and be with them. But I remember what a relief it was to be given some kind of activity, because at that stage in my life, to sit with a stranger quietly and comfortably wasn't quite as easy to do as it is for me today. So when you're with someone this week, whether it be the cashier at the grocery store, whether it be your partner at home over dinner or any time, whether it be with a friend on a Zoom call, how can you do good for them? What is it that you can do to bring out their seed of greatness? The only thing that matters is that you learn to love people. If you learn to love the people you are serving, then everything will just fall into place. And I have this wonderful story from this week, actually this past month. It brings me to tears because it moves me so much at the generosity that is out there. I was speaking with Emilio about, we're really working hard. We're here every week producing this program for you and preparing it, and Emilio drives an hour one way to get here to do his part of the performance and an hour back, as well as other things. And I said to him, we need to have some time off, and how can we do that in a way that still allows for a really high quality performance that brings you some really great information but gives us a break. And so in my meditation, and I do that daily, this voice said to me, why don't you reach out to some of your favorite singer-songwriters in New Thought and see if they would be willing to do a musical talk. So the first name that came to mind was Reverend Donna Michael, and I reached out to her. The next name that came to mind was Daniel Namaud, and I wrote to him. And the next name that came to mind was Karen Drucker, and I wrote to her. And you know that every one of them answered back and said, absolutely, we'd be delighted to do a video for you. And I take a deep breath because I feel overwhelmed. These people are like gods to me. And for them to say yes is like awesome. I'm sorry. But you know what that says? Is that's the universe giving back. I must have been generous too to get that generosity back. So in between my tears and my sniffling, I want you to really think about that. Life will bring you the most wonderful things when you're ready to give everything you have to give, because you'll get it back 100-fold. So yes, I'm in overwhelm a little bit, and it'd be really great to have a Kleenex right now,
but that's okay. I'll let it run down my face. No, don't worry about it, anybody. I'm good. But I want you to know that that's really what it means. That's what it means to give with your heart. So like seeds, small deeds of light can make a huge tree of life. But I'd have to open it, so that's too much work. Thank you anyway.
Use your sleeve.
Use my sleeve, Randy says. So I've obviously been planting all kinds of seeds, and Unity Spiritual Center has been planting all kinds of seeds. And the leadership team here, the board of directors, the members, the guests, and all of the people who watch us online have been planting seeds, or else we wouldn't have received this abundance in this way. Do you get that? It really is outstanding how loved you are, how loved I feel in this moment. So, compare your life to a wagon wheel. This is a metaphor that I read somewhere, that when you're at the top of the wheel, you can reach down and lift those who are below you, and then when they reach the top, they will reach out and lift you. And that's essentially how I felt. I was being reached down to and helped. How can you reach down and help this week? What is it that you can do to be that giver in a way that has no tethers, that allows you to do it from this place of incredible generosity? The only way in which we can truly move forward in life is by reaching out and lifting another. So when I talk about we, I talk about it from the standpoint that as I help, I may not be helped by that person that I'm helping, but somewhere, somehow, the law of reciprocation shows up. The law of love shows up. And when I need it most, it shows up for me and it shows up for you. And maybe you have a story that brings you to tears, like the one that I just told, about just feeling so overwhelmed. How incredible, wonderful life really is. You can find the answers to your life in your hands, in the form of small acts of service that you perform for others. Reach out and lift someone else. How can you see and acknowledge his or her seeds of greatness? So that's the question that I send you out with this week, is how can you see and acknowledge someone's seeds of greatness? What might you do to bring that out? And I think I have a Kleenex here now, so I'm going to pull it out and just dab my blurry eyes here. Thank you for your patience. So you know that when you lift someone or you inspire someone, you're also lifting yourself. So now, my favorite part, the Northern Lights and salmon. So this is from a book called Your Life Isn't For You, A Selfish Person's Guide to Being Selfless. And it's Seth Adam Smith. And in his book, he has this story called The Legend of the Northern Lights. And as I read this story to you, I want you to think about, how does this relate to you in your own life? The Legend of the Northern Lights. It is said that not long after their creation, the salmon lost their way. Aimlessly, they swam in the rivers and waters of Alaska, but in their wanderings, they found neither home nor rest. Overcome with fear and despair, they began to fight among themselves. But their fighting only deepened their fears and worsened their condition. Then one day, a legendary being appeared to them at the base of the great mountain, a beast of unspeakable wisdom and healing, the great white bear. The bear came to the edge of the waters and called to the salmon. "Look to the light of the North Star," said the bear. "Look to the light and swim to the top of the great mountain. There you will find your home. There you will swim in the eternal river of sky." The salmon wondered at such a thing. Could it be true? If they followed the North Star, would they be able to swim in the eternal river? Some of the salmon ignored the white bear, while others fled in terror. Bears often ate salmon. Perhaps his offer was just a clever trap. The smallest of the salmon peeked out of the water and spoke to the bear. "How can we swim upstream? It's against our nature. We do not have the strength." "If you look upward and fight onward," replied the bear, "you can conquer the great mountain." And so it was that those who chose to follow the North Star began the long journey to the summit of the great mountain. Swimming upstream was tiring, difficult, and painful. Some of the salmon turned back. Those who remained began to feel discouraged. "Look to the heavens," reminded one of the salmon. The other salmon looked up. High above them was the night sky, filled with numberless glittering stars. Despite the darkness of the hour, the light from these stars reminded the salmon of the bear's promise. With renewed energy, the salmon fought to swim upstream, growing in strength and desire with every passing moment. As they moved forward, the salmon discovered that they were being filled with a beautiful new light. Their bodies underwent a transformation, changing colors from silvers and grays to magnificent greens and reds. After a long time of difficult swimming, the salmon made it to the very top of the great mountain. And as they peeked out from the water to look upon the stars, they found, to their astonishment and joy, that they could touch the night sky. It was not an endless expanse of air, as they had assumed, but an endless expanse of water. The night sky was, as the white bear had spoken, it was an eternal river. These former wanderers wanted more than anything to swim in that water, to live among the stars, but something inside them held them back. They looked down the mountain to the valley below and distantly saw the other salmon lost in the darkness below. "What about them?" they wondered aloud. "We want to share this joy and happiness with them as well." As they said these things, the white bear once again appeared before them. He told them that in order for the salmon to help those who were struggling below, they must swim in the eternal river and become a light for those who are wandering in the darkness. But in order to swim in the eternal river, they would have to give up their lives. Knowing what they truly wanted, the salmon let go of all their doubts and fears and dove into the night sky, passing from this world into the next. Then they who had become so full of life and light themselves became the Northern Lights, a river of light to guide the way for others who wander in the darkness. And from their death sprang a new generation of salmon who swam down the mountainside to show others the way home. So sure, this spiritual journey can be difficult, and it can seem challenging, and it can seem like, wow, how am I ever going to trust that things are going to turn out? And yet, that's the hope that this story offers. "Look to the light of the North Star," said the bear. "Look to the light and swim to the top of the mountain." And the metaphysical interpretation of star represents your first awakening before you realize your divine wisdom and power within. And the mountain represents a state of spiritual realization, So what is your mountain at the moment? What's keeping you from a full realization of your spirituality, of your connection with spirit? What stars are you looking at that are calling for you to move forward, no matter how difficult it might seem right now? They're all good questions, and like I told you before, every story we hear, every song we hear on the radio, every conversation that we have with others is spirit connecting with us in some way, reminding us of what we need to be cognizant of, who we are, guiding us in some way, loving us in some way. So the answer is in your hands. We looked at the Human Library book. We looked at the concept of seeds of greatness, and I read you the story of Northern Lights and the salmon. The answer is in your hands. And as you give, so you shall receive in the most wondrous ways. And so it is.
This is the power of one. Life can be a challenge. Life can seem impossible. It's never easy when so much is on the line. But you can make a difference. With courage, you can set things right. The gift to dream and make dreams real is yours and mine. The power of one begins with believing. It starts in the heart, then flows through the soul and changes the world. Imagine how life would be when we stand in unity. Each of us holds the key to the power of one. Each of us is chosen. There's a mission just for you. Just look inside, you'll be surprised what you can do. The power of one begins with believing. It starts in the heart, then flows through the soul and changes the world. Imagine how life would be when we stand in unity. Each of us holds the key to the power of one, and one by one we can make this world a much better place. The power of one begins with believing. It starts in the heart, then flows soul and changes the world. Imagine how life would be when we stand in unity. Each of us holds the key to peace, love, and harmony. It's inside of you and me, the power of
Wow. Okay, I won't cry anymore, I promise. But that song almost brought me to tears again. Now is the time in our presentation where we focus our affirmations and our prayer on the prosperity in our lives. So please join with me in this affirmation. From the love of pure spirit in me, I bless all that I give. It goes forth to heal and bless and prosper. It is evidence of my faith in the good in my life. It does great work in the world, and it returns to me multiplied abundantly. I am prosperous. And if you don't remember that there is only one power, we're going to sing about it right now.
one power, one power, one power. There's one power invisible, and you see it everywhere and every day. One power indescribable, and you speak of it with every word you say. Mysterious until you know the truth, as simple as the love inside of you. Call it God, call it Spirit, call it Jesus, call it Lord, call it Buddha, Baha'u'llah, angel's wings or heaven's door. But whatever name you give it, it's all one power. Can't you see? It's the power of the love in you and me. One power, oh, one power, one power. We speak so many languages, have different clothing, different colors, different names. But different is only dangerous when we forget that in our hearts we're all the same. And we'll remember when we close our eyes to see that such distances were never meant to be. Call it God, call it Spirit, call it Jesus, call it Lord, call it Buddha, Baha'u'llah, Hashem, or heaven's door. It's Muhammad, it's your mind, it's your soul, or it's your sign. It's the universe, it's music, Mother Earth or Father Time. But whatever name you give it, it's all one power. Can't you see? Whatever name you give it, it's the very air we breathe. It's the power of the love. And you and me, one power. Oh, one power. One power. One power. One power. One power. It's the moment of creation. It's an everlasting peace. It's the freedom of forgiveness. It's the sweetness of release. It's the joy of inspiration. It's the sunshine on your face. It's the birthright of all nations. It's the boundlessness of space. It's the beauty of a baby, the serenity of sleep. It's the anger we abandon for its love that's most deep. It's one power. One power. What we are is one. One power. It's the power of the love that lives forever in you and me. It's the power of the love in you and me. One power.
Knowing that in our connectedness, in your connectedness with this one power, the most outstanding things begin to occur. So I invite you to think about how you can be generous this week. Generous with who you are, with who's in your life, who happens to be sitting in front of you. And know that prayer is our connection to Spirit, though Spirit knows our desires. And if you're feeling like you really don't know what's going to happen next, open up to the one power through prayer. And know that your heart's desire is unfolding in the most amazing ways. Send us a prayer request through our website if there is something heavy on your heart. Or say this prayer with me now. The infinite mind of God fills my consciousness with all I need to live a full and happy life. I follow the guidance. I am peaceful. I release all fear. I am living love. And so it is. And let's enjoy our final song. My religion is kindness.
By Karen Drucker. My religion is kindness. My church is nature. My God is a feeling that lives deep inside. My job is to be conscious. My path is forgiveness. My religion is kindness, and I practice it every day. Everyone has a story. Everyone has pain. When we strip away our mask, we'll find that we're really all the same. It's those little things that we say and do that can mean so much. It's a smile, a connection, a simple love and touch. My religion is kindness. My church is nature. My God is a feeling that lives deep inside. My job is to be conscious. My path is forgiveness. My religion is kindness, and I practice it every day. Today I'm gonna ask myself, what more can I do to be a radiant child of God and let my love shine through? I'm gonna let my heart be my guide to give the best of me gonna share my joy, share my love, give it boundlessly. My religion is kindness, my church is nature, my God is a feeling that lives deep inside. My job is to be conscious, my path's forgiveness. My religion is kindness, and I practice it every day. Yeah. Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of water. But then Jack fell down and broke his crown, and Jill came running after. She said, Jack, tell me, what can I do to help ease your mind? He said, hold my hand and just be kind, and I know that I'll be fine. My religion is kindness, my church is nature, my God is a feeling that lives deep inside. The job's to be conscious, my path is forgiveness. My religion is kindness, and I practice it every day. My religion is kindness, my church is a nature, my God is a feeling that lives deep inside. My job is to be conscious, my path is forgiveness. My religion is kindness, and I practice it every day. My religion is kindness, and I practice it every day. My religion is kindness, and I'm gonna practice it every day.
Thank you, everyone, and I hope that you have a wonderful week. It is my greatest desire that Spirit shows up in your life this week in a way that moves you to so much joy that it brings tears to your eyes. Please join us again next week, and if this information has moved you in such a way that enhances your life, please give us a donation. The information is at the end of this performance. Thanks again. See you next week.